Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to crack the code on what makes a panel board installation truly safe and, professional. We're diving deep into the National Electrical Code, the NEC, to really understand the rules for panel boards. Think of these things as the central nervous system of a building's entire electrical system.
So, here's our game plan. We're taking an inside-out journey. We'll start inside the panel itself with its core rules. Then we'll move to the wires that connect to it. After that, we're going to zoom out and look at the space around the panel. And finally, of course, we'll tie it all together. It's really a roadmap to mastering panel board safety.
All right, let's jump right in where all the action is inside the box. Our first pillar is NEC Article 408. This is the foundation, the article that covers all the rules for the panel board assembly itself.
So first things first, what exactly is a panel board, at least according to the code? Well, it's this critical assembly of breakers and switches that controls all of your building's power circuits. It's the command center, and let me tell you, getting its installation right is absolutely non-negotiable.
Article 408 pretty much sets all the ground rules for how the panel is built and installed. But here's what's really vital, for the hands-on work. The code gets super specific about how those big service conductors, the main power lines coming into the building, have to be terminated. The key is making a clean, secure, and properly torqued connection right onto those main lugs, because that's where the entire electrical load of the building lands.
And why is the code so incredibly strict about this one little step? Well, it's because a loose or improper connection right here it's a recipe for disaster. It can lead to overheating, dangerous electrical arcing, and ultimately, it can create a really serious fire hazard. This isn't just about passing an inspection, you guys. This is about fundamental safety.
Okay, let's move on to our second pillar. We've got the panel secured, now we need to look at the wires connecting to it. And this is where NEC Article 312.6 comes in, which is all about giving those big, beefy wires some elbow room so they can bend safely.
I mean, think about it for a second. You're trying to connect a thick, kind of stiff wire into a terminal that's inside a metal box. If you have to bend it too sharply, you risk damaging the wire or, even worse, its insulation. So the code asks a pretty simple question. How much space is enough space? And thankfully, Article 312.6 gives us a very practical answer. As an electrician, you don't guess. No way. You use a specific template that's based on your wire size. You place that template right up against the side of the box and measure from that wall to the terminal. The space has to meet or exceed the distance on your template. It's a precise, repeatable process, and it's all about ensuring safety.
And here's the why behind it all. That space isn't just for convenience, to make your life easier. It is there specifically to protect the wire's insulation. That plastic jacket around the copper, that's your primary barrier, your first line of defense preventing a short circuit. Damaging it by forcing a tight bend is a risk you just can't afford to take.
Okay, so we've covered the panel and its connections. Now let's zoom out to our third and final pillar, the space around the panel. This is NEC Article 110.26, and it defines what I like to call the no-go safety zone that's required for anyone who has to work on that equipment. So, Article 110.2 doesn't leave us guessing. It gives us the exact dimensions for this working space. As you can see, it breaks down into 3 key measurements: width, depth, and height. For the width, you need at least 30 inches side to side. For depth, it's typically 36 inches straight out from the panel. And for height, you need a clear 6.5 feet from the floor. Each one of these has a very specific safety purpose. Let's look at that width first. That 30 inches, or the width of the panel if it happens to be wider, that's all about maneuverability. It makes sure an electrician isn't squeezed into a tight spot and has enough room to work safely and, maybe just as importantly, to get out of the way quickly if something goes wrong.
Then you've got the depth. That 36 inches of clear space in front of the panel creates an absolutely essential buffer zone. The best way to think about it is like an invisible box that extends 3 feet out from the panel. That box must be kept clear at all times. No storage, no equipment, nothing. It's what keeps a technician at a safe distance from energized parts.
And finally, we've got that 6.5 feet of height. This is called dedicated space, and believe me, it is non-negotiable. It means that entire column of air, from the floor all the way up to 6.5 feet, has to be totally free of obstructions. You can't have pipes or ducts or even storage shelves running through this zone because they could get in the way or create a hazard during service. So, let's bring all 3 of these pillars together. We've taken a journey from inside the panel with Article 408 to the wire connections with Article 312.6, and then finally to that critical safety zone around it with Article 110.26.
This right here, this is the mental model I want you to walk away with. Article 408 is all about the panel itself, the box. Article 312.6 gives the wires their elbow room. And Article 110.26 creates the safety zone for the person working on it. See how that works? Each article builds on the last to create a complete system of safety.
So here's the biggest takeaway. These 3 articles, they aren't just separate random rules to memorize for a test. They are the interconnected foundation of every single safe and code-compliant panel board installation. If you can master these, you're well on your way to being a true professional.
And I'm going to leave you with this thought. The next time you walk past an electrical panel, I really hope you don't just see a gray metal box on the wall. I hope you see these 3 pillars in action. You'll see the secure terminations, you'll see the gentle bend of the wires, and you'll see that clear, respected safety zone around it. So, will you see the code?